What's good, people, and welcome to the first episode of Matchfixx, the podcast with myself, Amari, or AJ the Ref, as most of you know me, and my co-host Sean. Tell the people a bit about yourself, Sean. Go on. You're a
Um,
big personality.
we'll just go with what I'm doing now. I'm Sean, and I am academy director and director of women's football at AFC Croydon.
How's that going at the moment? And a bit of your face is cut off in the camera, by the way. But
Is it? So it's going well. It's going well. It's going a lot better than what we probably thought it was going to go in the first year or so. But it's good. It's just a lot of it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work because it's been a dying club basically that we've got to save. So yeah, it's good. But the women's are flying, which is great. Good positive. So
speaking on that, we will not this week, but in the weeks to come, we will be covering your women's league as well. So
okay.
the league, just for everyone, because obviously it's the first episode and it's been posted on socials and stuff like that. The leagues that we are going to be covering is the London Southeastern Regional, which I referee on, and Sean used to be a manager in,
I did.
um,
And I used to play in, to be fair.
and used to play in. Sorry, I forgot about
Mm,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing the London Southeastern Regional Prem, Div One South, and Div One North. We will be doing the Greater London Women's Football League as well, which your team are in.
Hmm.
But we will talk more on that when that league starts, because I think currently it's not starting until when I looked it up, it says something like October or something silly like that. Or is that
I
wrong?
think I think no, I think the on like the 15th of September, I think that's the first week for Greater London Prem. I think they for those that have entered would have FA Cup games that week. So I
Okay,
think that it was that the first competitive game was probably going to be around then. I think, depending on whether you've entered. Below that, I don't think they can enter.
fair enough. But yeah, we will be covering the Greater London Women's League as well, and also the Southeast Counties League. But that will be covered by another lady called Jodie. So we record them separately, upload it all together, and that will make your weekly podcast basically. Um, this one will be uploaded on my YouTube channel, and also I'm going to look at somehow sorting out an audio only if it's easier for everyone to listen to. But let's get into it. The reason we are covering the London Southeastern Regional now and the rest later is because their league starts this weekend.
Okay. Okay.
So their league starts on the 18th, which is this Sunday, with quite a few games. But
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll go through each of the leagues first, have a talk about them, talk about the
Okay.
teams, and then we'll get into the fixtures for next week. So the basic structure is normally your week to week will be results from the day or the week before, the Sunday before, or if there's midweek games, as there sometimes are, just results on the games from just before. We'll talk about those results, if there's any shock results, any standout results, that sort of thing. Then we will go into the games for the week coming up. So next games for the following weekend coming up. Game of the week. So we'll take it in turns week by week. So I'll choose one game for game of the week. Sean will choose two. So it'll be one from each division that we think is going to be the best game that week. And
Okay.
just for a little bit of in-house fun, we're going to predict the results of those games.
Oh,
So what will
okay.
happen is I'm going to try to not pick games that I'm refing on as well, because I haven't got time to be here and stick that on your
You fixed
podcast
it.
or
Oh, you said that and this happened, and
yeah.
then you gave that penny away. Yeah.
Because on I'm not going to keep saying it, but on the other podcast that I do for the Croydon one, the main guy that hosts that one, he does it for like Westphal, and he used to do it for Orpington and Bromley and
Okay.
Croydon's, but he referees in one of those leagues, and they usually used to be like he actually had a game that ended on his predicted result, and they were
And
saying
it
that
looks
he
fixed.
fixed the game. It looks mad, and you can see why.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I'm going
yeah,
to try to
yeah.
not pick the games that I'm refereeing on because I do referee on two of the three leagues. I'm not doing Greater London this year because I'm doing Women's National League instead. So I'll be doing
Congrats.
Women's National League this season. Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, Women's National League, London South East and Regional, and I'll also be refereeing South East counties.
Okay.
So, but if it falls on the week that I've got a good game, like last season I had quite a few, then so be it. But
Mm.
I promise that I'm not going to let it cloud the judgment on the day. Most teams would probably say that I'm shit on the day anyway, but it is what it is. But yeah, so when predicting the game, Sean, it would be normal. So it will work on the same as a football match. Your 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, for example, and no points for losing. But
Okay.
3 points if you get the correct result, 1 point if
Okay.
you get the correct outcome. So say you say it was a
Yeah.
draw. So say you say it's
Yeah,
two
yeah,
two,
yeah.
but they draw one
Yeah,
one.
but it
You get
ended
them 1 point.
1-1. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
If you say they were supposed to win 3-1 and they win 3-1, you get 3 points.
Okay.
But if
Yeah,
the team
got
that you
ya.
said was going to win, you just get the 1 point, yeah. And
Okay.
you get none for losing.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, cool.
and it's going to be across 3 games. So you could get you could get three of the right result, and I could get two wrong and get one right result, and then we're still free.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it. I get it.
So we
I
do
get
that
it.
throughout the weeks, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But
Yeah.
so that's going to be the basic structure of it, and then once a month, um, not that it will be with you, so to speak, because it'll be teams from all across the leagues. I'm going to have a guest on from each team.
Okay.
So if you are listening and you want to get involved, then just drop me a DM, or if I'm refereeing one of your games, managers, players, anyone that's in the team there, just pop up, say you want to be in a podcast and we'll get it sorted. Right, now let's get into it. So
Okay.
let's start in the Prem of the London South East and Regional. The teams this season, obviously, no one's played, so there's no points. So it's all in
Yeah.
alphabetical order. Ashford United will be asking to stop the count already because they are top of the league. So we've
Mm-hmm.
got Ashford United top, well, top. There's no top. Ashford United,
Mm.
Barking, Dartford, Dorking Wanderers, Ebbsfleet United, Fulham FC, Haywards Heath Town, Millwall Lionesses, New Haven, Saltdean, Sport London E, Benfica,
Mm-hmm.
and Sutton United. What are the new teams in that division? Sport London E, Benfica,
Barking I
and
knew,
Barking. Yeah.
and Sport London, Benfica I knew.
Oh, and
New
New Haven.
Haven, but New
Yeah, New
Haven,
Haven
yeah,
got
I think
promoted.
New Haven I
So
knew. Yeah.
New Haven and Sport London Benfica got promoted from your league last season, right?
Sport London, Benfica, and New Haven, I think, got promoted from the other Div 1.
Yeah, New Haven were in Div 1 South, the same as Bromley and
Yeah,
those
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Sport
yeah,
London, Benfica were in Div 1 North. So
yeah,
the two winners of those divisions got promoted into the Prem. And with Dulwich, obviously, congratulations to Dulwich winning the division last season. They've gone up into the National League, and I believe
yeah.
Barking have come down. Is that correct?
Oh, okay, that's how Barking got into the league. Makes sense. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I may be wrong. I think that's how it works.
No,
There's
I
going to
think
be a lot
so
of
because
stuff
I'm
that,
looking at the leagues from last year, and Barking didn't get promoted, so they must have come down.
yeah. So that they are, that's the teams in the Prem. So,
Yeah,
few questions. What teams stand out to you that you think they're going to kick on this season and they'll do well? It doesn't have to be who you think is going to win. We'll get to that afterwards. But who do you
yeah,
think is
but
going
who's
to
gonna do well?
who do you think is going to do well this season? If I don't know if you've heard any transfer talks or seen anything socials.
Um, yeah, well, I've seen a few of Sutton signings because they've signed a few of Croydon ex-players. Um, but I think the teams that will do well, in theory, Barking should do well because they're used to competing in the league above, so they should do well. Dartford should do well because they were neck and neck last year. If Fulham don't do well, something's gone wrong as well.
We're getting in there early with these ones. Look, you're going to get cancelled in the first week if you're not careful, Sean.
Cancel me, bro. I'm used to it. And 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 to be honest, Sport London Benfica might shake up the league. I think more than what people expected because they play really good football.
Okay.
So they might come as a surprise. I think people will think, oh, they've been promoted. They've only just been promoted. So for those that have been in the league for a long time, they probably won't find a Benfica as like a threat. But Benfica definitely play good football. They've got a good setup. Tactically, maybe difficult to play against because they're all Portuguese. So they've got a very like unique way of playing. Um,
I do know one of the Sport London Benfica girls. I believe she used to play for Palace Ladies way back. Evelyn Torres.
yeah, they've got a good, and I don't know no one that they've signed. So for all we know, they could have signed like even better players. I don't know, but those will probably be what did I say? Barking, Dartford, Fulham.
I think
Those are the
Saltdean are
three
going to
that I
be
think
up
will
there.
be up there.
I think
Up
Saltdean
where?
will be up there,
Up where?
up in that league in and around the top. The treble winners last season, I'm sure they won the treble. Uh, drew with Dartford, who were just off the top.
Now, Salty are a banana skin team, but I think they'll probably finish like fourth.
I reckon they're top three. That's without seeing Barking though. I think Dartford. All right, let's get into it then. So, who champion wise in the Prem? Who are you going for? Who's going to win it?
Who's gonna win it? I think I think it's got to be either Dartford or Fulham. I think one of them have got to win it. It was so close last season that if one of them doesn't win it, because really, obviously, this league only one goes up, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what?
So
Actually, when you're talking about setup and facilities and that sort of stuff, Fulham.
Fulham are up there,
Yeah,
like in terms of resources. Fulham have got like I think Fulham have probably got the best resources in this league.
I think because when did it was it Dartford? I think I went to watch the game, or did I ref it? I don't even remember now. Against Dartford against Fulham, and that they're using. I think I'm probably going to be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure they were using the first team coach
Who
as
Fulham?
as team coach. I think
Oh, as
I
in
don't know,
their? Do you mean
or
their actual coach that they arrived
yeah,
in?
yeah, the actual coach that they turned up in, or they've got
Yeah,
their own team coach which looks fully
I
kitted
can't
out.
remember
Like
if they've got a women's one, but
I want to
yeah,
say that they do. I want to say they
they
do because
might
I'm
do.
sure I saw something, but it was like compared to obviously reffing up and down the leagues when you're going there and teams are jumping off minibuses and this, that, and the other, and then
Yeah,
you've got a
yeah,
team
yeah,
that turn up in a not saying names, but in a big branded coach with
yeah, yeah.
TVs and from socials as well. You can see the players like just living life on the coach on the way there, and then
Even just down to the general like feeling of like the club. Like I was trialing before I signed for Millwall. I was trialing there at the same time. Um, that was a mad experience, but anyway. So and Fulham, I've definitely got like probably one of the best setups into that I've ever like been a part of because they they more or less have like full access. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? So the same like they have the same training facility as the men. They don't really it doesn't really obviously the men's team are in the Prem, so there's always going to be levels to it, but like they definitely have way more backing and resourcing than any other team in that league. So
and a few games at Craven Cottage last season as well. That was been
see
from
what
what
I
I saw a good
mean?
experience for the girls as well. My experience in women's football
It's
is
different.
I think I prefer it to men's. I'll be honest. Even
Mm,
just going to watch, I think even when I'm not playing football, there's probably teams that will watch or listen to this podcast
mm,
now and know that I've been and watched their games, be it
mm,
Dartford,
mm,
Bromley, Ashford. Where else have I been? Millwall.
mm.
Uh, I haven't got down to Sutton, and a lot of the teams that I've been involved in, I've been involved whilst refing the game or doing a line, so I'm still in and
Yeah.
around. So people will see me. I think I went to Dartford playing, and it's not just this league. I went to the London City Lionesses game last
Hmm.
season, and there were so many girls and women from other teams that were like, "Oh, you're right, ref," just like
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
them like
yeah,
around in it.
yeah.
But there's, I think the thing that obviously get back to league in a second, but the thing that surprised me most and the difference between men's football at this level and women's football at this level is there's more of a community in women's football
Mm,
at this
mm,
level than there is with men. Men would be like, "Oh,
mm.
you play with my cousin and you could play against this person 4 times in a season. That you're not going to see them at other games like
Yeah, yeah,
local
yeah,
games."
yeah.
Whereas even like going to other teams' games, I think I refereed Cray and Horsham women last week,
Hmm.
and like there was I think the Welling manager was there, just watching games, and then you'd
Yeah,
see
yeah,
other
that
people.
can
Like there's
happen.
always that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
when
There's
I
all
went
the
to
community
when we
there
had
is
the
different.
final at Croydon, like against Tooting Beck, there was people from all clubs there. Like there was players there that used to play for Wimbledon like 7 years ago. Do you know what I mean? That I hadn't seen in ages.
Was
So
they
yeah,
Tooting
there's
back in the
definitely a
final?
community there. Croydon and Tooting Beck.
Was that the one? What one's it where I called you and
Not
the
the yeah,
penalty
no, that
shootout
was
that
to
went on for
that
ages?
was Tooting Beck, but that's not the final that I was talking about. But that's we don't need to talk about that game. But I'm talking about the final that we won.
Fair enough. Right. Anyway, back into so champions. Yeah, champions in the Prem. What are you saying?
I'm gonna go with Fulham as the favourites.
Fulham as your favourites. Ooh.
Yeah, Fulham as the favourites to win. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, my heart's pulling on Dartford a little bit.
that's where
So
I was going. The only thing I'm thinking is I haven't seen Barkin play and they've just come down. So did they manage to keep their players
or if they lost
or
their players,
have they
yeah,
lost their
yeah.
players? If they've kept them, then there could be a problem. But other than that, I think Dartford have got this. I don't know what it is that I haven't seen in a lot of other teams. I think Saltdean's the only other team I've seen it with
They've
from
got a big
watching the refereeing
camaraderie,
last
haven't they?
season. It's like
Yeah, they've got a
even when you
massive
think
like
they're down,
togetherness.
they're not down. Do you know what I mean? Like they will
Mm,
they will pull a result out of somewhere.
yeah, they've definitely
They may
got
have a
a
slow start, but they'll get a draw or a win. They'll get the
yeah,
points. And I
yeah,
think
they've got
that's
yeah, you're right.
just like you say, in any football match, if you can pick up points when you're not playing well, then that's signs of champions.
Yeah, definitely.
And to be that close last season and not win it, and I think they only lost what 2 games. I may be
It
wrong,
was something like that. Yeah, I think one of them was Dulwich.
but hold on, let me have a check. Yeah, they lost 3 games last season. So imagine being in the division, you lose 3 games all season and you don't win the league,
Yeah, that's crazy. But that's
and
how
you
tight
only
the league was.
and you lose out on the league by 3 points, and that team's not around anymore. So for me, I'm going with Dartford. I
To
think
win it, yeah.
Dartford will be top, and I think Saltdean and Fulham, without seeing Barkin play, Saltdean and Fulham second or third thereabouts.
I don't think Saltburn are gonna come second. I don't think they are because they just you can't compete with a team that like trains 3 times a week and has like analysis like things hanging off their boots and like you can't like compete with that. The only thing that's that I suppose
But
like
they were though. That's the thing because
where did
they
Saltine come last year? Wolf,
they came fifth,
right?
and to be fair, the teams that like when they win, they they win well. So I mean, there's like seven nils in there. They lost 2-0 to Enfield, who I believe got relegated in the end.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
But then they beat Millwall 2-1. I think towards the
Saltine
end
did.
of the
Yeah,
season. Yeah, Saltdean did.
Yeah, because they're a hard team to play against, especially at their ground.
That's what I mean. Dulwich only beat them 1-0. Saltdean beat Dorking 1-0. Then that was in the cup though.
Mm.
Then they came back and beat Enfield 4-0. Done the double over Millwall 3-2. Beat Elsford last day of the season 3-1. I'm pretty sure they drew or there was a cup game or something with uh, Dartford where it was 4-4 or
Oh
something
yeah.
in a cup. So that's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
They're competing with these teams that Dulwich were putting 6-7 past teams last season,
Yeah. And they're competing. Yeah, I hear that. I
and
hear
having
that. I hear that.
ref the teams as well. I sort of see. I think yeah. So for me, Dartford, Saltdean, and Fulham, but I'm not sure which way. I think Fulham may just edge it, but Saltdean are going to be up there this season, I reckon.
Yeah, I hear you.
And now two to go down, straight in. Two to go down. Who's going down? Oh no! Oh, we're looking at the wrong league again. Sorry.
Two to go down. Let me see the league again. Let me have a look at the league again. See. Mm, okay.
I think I know who my two might be, but that's based on last season. But that's all we can base it on, really. So I haven't seen Sport London Benfica play, but from what you say, they've got a good setup. So
I don't think
my
they'll get relegated.
my relegation candidates are New Haven because I saw them at the end of last season,
Okay.
and just for the team because I haven't seen Ebbsfleet play, I haven't seen Haywards Heath Town play. Barking have just come down from League Above, so I'd be surprised if they get relegated twice on the bounce.
Yeah. Same.
New Haven and Sutton for me. Sorry, Lucy, and the girls over at Sutton, but
I think someone would get relegated.
yeah, I think. And do you know what? I'm only obviously I've ref Sutton pre-season as well. Once against
Mm,
Dulwich, once against Bromley.
mm.
Bear in mind, Bromley were in the league below, and Bromley won. But then we'll get to Bromley. But yeah, we'll get to Bromley in a bit. But Bromley are different.
Who do I think
But
is going to get
my
relegated?
relegation, New Haven, Sutton.
What were New Haven like? They only lost 2 games last year.
Um, yeah, they lost. They lost to Bromley on the last one of the last games. I was on the line for it, and it
Okay.
was.
Yeah, they
Let me check
played
actually.
22 and won 20 games.
Yeah, so
They
that's
didn't even
yeah, it's
draw. Do
ridiculous.
you know what? I think I'm going to go with Ashford.
Oh, it was 2-1 that they lost to Bromley actually. You got Ashford to go down.
Mm, yeah, I think Ashford and Ebbsfleet are not getting promoted. Sorry, relegated.
But Ashford were alright last season.
Ashford.
Ashford were okay
Ashford
when
were
I've
dead, man. They were like third from
Jesus.
bottom. They just made it out of relegation by 1 point.
Yeah, that's because who was it? Elsford almost
Yeah, and
somehow.
Crawley.
Yeah, Crawley's not Crawley's not even Crawley anymore. But
They won
yeah,
4 games last year.
who Crawley? Crawley didn't win any
Ashford.
games.
Ashford
Oh,
lost 4 games. I mean, won 4 games last year.
mm. Yeah, but
I
New
think
Haven's
Ashford are
just
getting relegated.
all right. So you're going Ashford, and I need to
I'm
write this down
going.
actually.
I'm going Ashford. Where's Haywards Heath come from?
I was going to be a dickhead and say Haywards Heath, but no, they were there last season.
Oh, were they? Um.
That's why I'm saying New Haven, only because they've just come up, and you're saying that Sport London have got a good setup. So
I'm going. I'm going. Ashford, Haywards Heath. I reckon. Ooh, don't get me wrong, yeah. I don't think Sutton are going to do well this year. I don't. But I don't think they'll get relegated. I think they'll just scrape it. So,
But
and
what
if
we'll
I'm being
do,
honest with you, though, Hayward Heath, I've actually got no rationale. No idea.
yeah,
No
I
rationale.
don't know
Because I
any.
know
I
the other
haven't seen
teams.
Hayward Heath or Ebbsfleet. I think the only teams I haven't
Ebbsfleet done all
seen,
right last year.
yeah, the only teams I haven't seen, like I said, Barking, but they just come down from above. Ebbsfleet, Hayward Heath, and Sport London. But I'm going for what you say. But what we'll do halfway through the season, probably after the Christmas break,
See
we'll
where we're
sit
going.
down.
See where we are.
We'll sit down and we'll have a stick or twist. So we'll see what you said now.
Okay.
We'll have a stick or twist, yeah?
Okay.
All right.
Deal.
Jumping into Div 1 North,
Yep.
your road division here. So this is where I expect you to clean up because I haven't seen any of these
All
teams.
right. Let's see.
Obviously, the when they do the allocations for refereeing, I don't get allocated these games in this division.
Yep.
But we have AFC Whiteleaf top. I need to stop saying top. AFC Whiteleaf, Actonians Reserves,
Yep.
uh, Ashmount Lee, never heard of them before. Brentford,
I have. Yeah.
Bromley, who made the move over from Div 1 South,
Mhm.
Clapton Community, Denham United, your road team, Dulwich Hamlet Reserves, Hackney, Leatherhead, Richmond and Kew, and Richmond Park.
Yep.
So as now we're in this division,
Yep.
obviously Bromley last season, um, after changing their
Nearly
manager, I
got
think
promoted, in
in
it.
January,
Yeah.
with the bit of a cheat code over there, but the ex Crystal Palace ladies manager now
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard.
is the manager of Bromley now. And I'll be honest with you, from what I've seen, both watching and refing, they are playing at times boring, but it works for them.
Mm.
So they'll basically wait for you to come out and do something. They'll basically do the horseshoe. So they'll work it around the back. If it's not there, it'll go the other way, and they'll shuffle you over and shuffle you and shuffle you and shuffle you until someone
Someone
slips up.
jumps.
Someone will either jump and then they'll have a pivot in the middle,
Mhm.
or someone there'll be a lapse in concentration, and then that will be their trigger to attack, and it works.
So what are you saying,
And
Brentford? Are you saying Bromley? Sorry, Bromley are going to win the league.
are we going straight in like that?
I
I
thought that's
haven't
what
seen
you
the
was
other.
doing. I thought you
I
was,
haven't seen
or
the
you
other
just going
teams,
off
but
general thoughts.
no, I'm just going to go through the league really and talk about the teams first.
Yeah.
Um, but no, they have been playing for them really good football, and the some of the youngsters that they got coming through that team are ridiculous as well. AFC Whiteleaf, I only seen when I ref them at the beginning of last season. Haven't seen or
Mm.
heard anything about them. Brentford, I've done a League Cup game when they played. I want to say Welling, but I don't think it was.
Mhm.
Um, and Dutch Hamlet Reserves, didn't see them, didn't see us play at all last season, and I don't know anything about the others. But I'm looking at it though, they got they've been doing some mileage though, because I don't know what Ashmount Lee is, but Leatherhead, Richmond, and Kew, Richmond Park probably get a good little derby going on, and then Hackney.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Yeah, Div One North's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit of traveling still, a little bit, I suppose. Um,
oh god, this is your division, so talk to me about the teams. What
yeah, I do. Yeah, if I'm managing in it last year, I do know most of these teams well. Um, I mean,
you know, I'm throwing a spanner in the
Whiteley,
works in a bit, but I'll let you.
go on.
No, go on. I'll let you land first.
So Whiteley, I think will definitely compete. Um, they've got they've got Whiteleaf last year, like big up Jack, their manager. Like I respect Jack. Do you know what I mean? I respect their manager. So um, but I think that they needed a they needed like a cultural change up. Do you know what I mean? I think they just needed a change in dynamic. I think, to be honest, I think they had too many players just not taking it seriously, basically. So, but for the signings this season, I think they will definitely compete. Actonians are a hard team to play against. There were a lot of like older women to experienced. Ashmount Lee, same thing. Big up Danielle as well. She's actually, in terms of coaching, she's hard. She's really good, but same. She's got a lot of players that are just like they're older and experienced, so they know how to get through games in terms of experience. But at like 60, 65 minutes, they just burn out because they're just older. Um, Brentford should win it. If they don't, again, something's wrong. Or if Brentford don't win it, it will probably be because Bromley gave them a run for their money. Um, Clapton Community, I think Clapton Community have recruited well. They recruit well, I think, because they're like heart of East London. So I think they get a lot of like good East London girls. Denham had the same experience in terms of what I said about Actonians, like older women that just know how to get through games. That's the same for Hackney as well. Hackney, oh my god, Hackney are a hard team to play against. Hackney will give you hell when you go there. Um, and they're mouthy as well. Um, Leatherhead, I don't know. And I can't remember which Richmond it is, but one of those Richmonds was absolutely getting annihilated like every week last year.
Oh,
Um,
I'll have a look. Go on, you carry on.
no, actually, I'm lying. I'm like, no, it was. What? No, no, sorry, I'm mistaken Richmond for
Oh,
Camden.
yeah,
I'm
I've just
mistaken
seen.
Richmond for Camden. Yeah, yeah, not it wasn't Richmond, it was Camden. Um, it wasn't
Yeah,
Richmond, it was
Camden
Camden.
played
Yeah, it was
20, lost
Camden.
20, minus 99 goal difference.
Yeah, that was bad. I think Richmond Park just managed to scrape it, but they were struggling as well last year.
Had
Um,
14 at Brentford, 13 at Leatherhead.
yeah, it's
Mm.
tough. So yeah, and
And
Dulwich,
that
obviously. I
is,
didn't even
sorry,
mention Dulwich to
whilst,
be fair. Dulwich will do well, man.
sorry to cut you, right?
Mm,
Side note, even though you're not going to be covering the league, and I'm going to talk about it in the league that I am covering, the
yeah,
Southeast counties, so the league below this one,
yeah.
have got rid of goal difference.
What?
Yep.
Why?
So it doesn't demoralize teams that are at the end of heavy defeats.
Okay, but what if you're in a situation how Dulwich were and the goal difference might decide the league?
I think it goes down to head to heads.
Oh wow.
But the goal, yeah, there's no goal difference in the Southeast counties this season.
Wow, that's interesting.
But we'll cover that on that other league,
Jodie's. Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
Jodie's one. Jodie will get that one. She's actually
Okay.
just messaged me as well because obviously she's not going to be on for a while because of how that league's set up. I think that's the league that's starting in October. I think they're starting cup games in mid September, and then the
Right.
league don't start till October. So they're
Wow.
going they'll be struggling for friendlies if everyone's playing the league games. But
Yeah, it just sounds like they're just on their own thing. But
yeah, Div
yeah,
One North.
so yeah.
So my question to you: you finished third last year.
Dulwich.
Mm.
Yeah.
Where did Dulwich finish this year?
They're gonna go for it. I give you that. They're gonna go for it. They're definitely gonna go for promotion. They're gonna go for it. Um,
There's only one promotion spot though.
exactly.
So they're gonna have to win the league
Exactly.
if they go for promotion.
Yeah, they would have to win the league. Now, like they can do it. It's not like they can't do it. Do you know what I mean? They can do it. They can do it, and they've got the players to do it, and they've got the backing and the support to do it. But Brentford are like a Fulham in terms of the resources.
Oh, I know.
So
When I ref them, they turned up with two managers, like two physios, about three different coaches, one goalkeeper coach, one team coach, one head coach. Like there was the dugout.
analyst,
You could have filled the dugout with
staff,
the senior team, yeah, the staff,
one hundred
not the
percent.
players. And
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, it was that. That's one team that when I looked at, and then they played. Yeah, it was Welling they played against, and obviously Welling have got their manager and the coach. So Welling turned
See what
up
I
like
mean?
two man up in terms of staff,
Mm-mm.
and Brentford have come with every man and his dog by looks of
That's
things.
what I'm saying. It's mad, and they've managed to retain Chloe Logie. So, and she's a player. She's definitely a player that you want to be mindful of. So, um, if she stays anyway, but it looks like this she's on their sign list. So, um, yeah, on paper, in terms of like resources, Brentford should win it. Um, but I think it's going to be tight between Brentford, Bromley, and Dulwich. So really, it'll be whoever, if anyone slips up. Do you know what I mean? Whoever
So
slips up
three
at
horse
any
race, you're
point,
saying, yeah?
yeah, I think so. I think it'll be a three-course race between the three of them. It all depends on. There'll be a point where it'll be squeaky bum time. Basically, someone's got to start off well, and then you normally get a madness around Christmas, and then it will come down to the very end to what's going to happen.
I'm back in Bromley. I'm saying Bromley are going to win it.
Mm,
I'd have tipped them to win. I would have tipped them to walk Div 1 South if they stayed there easy,
mm,
because I don't think we will get there. But I don't think there's a team in that division that would have been able to beat Bromley. No disrespect to the other teams in there, but they went on what, like a 8, 9, 10 game unbeaten run where they were just shipping goals past people. Like Charlotte Lee. I'm gonna check in a second. Actually, I'm gonna check now because I don't know. They've managed to keep her, but I don't know how many goals that she ended up on last season. But I
mm.
think there was one she there was one game they won six or six or something by 6 goals, and she scored five of them in the first half.
Jesus, in the first half as well. That's insane.
Like it, yeah, it was unreal. So last season, so I'm just doing this live while we're here. Yeah, Charlotte Lee scored 40 goals last season.
Jesus. I wonder how much Chloe Loki scored.
I can check that actually. But yeah, so whilst I'm doing that, whilst I'm looking at that, so I need a one, two, and three though. I'm not doing. I don't
Okay, if we're
do
gonna
if
go
buts and
one, two,
maybes.
three. If we're gonna go one, two, three, I'm gonna go Brentford, Bromley, Dulwich.
Brentford, Bromley, Dulwich. Oh, all right. See now you see if you didn't say Chloe Logie, I wouldn't have.
Checked.
She scored 49 goals last season,
See what I mean?
and only two of those apparently were penalties.
No, Chloe Logie scores mad goals.
Fair. Still back in Bromley, but fair.
Yeah, I'm saying Brentford, Bromley, Dulwich.
I'm doing the same, but my top two are switched
I'm
compared
gonna
to us. So I'm
switch,
going
yeah.
Bromley,
Okay.
Brentford, Bromley, Brentford,
And then
Dulwich.
and then
I
what,
don't know.
relegation?
This for me, it's going to be a stab in the dark because I don't know. I don't know these teams. Um,
Let me see.
and without looking, the only way that I can base a judgment
Richmond Park
is
are
off
getting
from looking last
relegated.
season.
I'm saying Richmond Park, and how did Leatherhead get into the league? Were they there last year?
I think so.
No,
Hold on.
we didn't. Well, we didn't, babe.
Maybe they got promoted from the league below, or maybe they're a new team. No,
Okay,
Leatherhead
I'm
weren't in the league
going.
last season.
Yeah, I'm going Richmond Park for relegation.
And
It's two:
yeah.
Richmond Park and Leatherhead.
Oh, fair.
Mm,
I'm only basing mine off last season and the two that were because only one got relegated last season
mm,
or finished bottom last season, should I say?
hmm.
Um, but I'm gonna go Richmond Park and Ashmount Lee only because of last season, what the table looked like, how it finished.
I
I don't
wasn't.
know
Do you know
any of
what?
these teams.
Ashmont Lee didn't do that well, but Ashmont Lee can get over the line. They'll scrape it, but they'll get over the line. They do have just they've just got in. They've got just about enough experience to get over them over the line.
Do you think they'll stay up? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll stay up.
All right, cool. Let's get into. So that's again. We'll check. Oh no, I didn't even. I'm probably moving on. We didn't even do Div One South.
Hmm.
Again, we'll check those ones. We'll check back in
Christmas.
around Christmas time.
Yeah.
So Div One South back into a league that I know a bit about. Um, Aylesford relegated
Oh,
from the
okay.
Prem.
I know nothing about this league. Yeah.
So, yeah, but Div One North was your batch. So this is mine, isn't
Yeah.
it? I say that, and I'm going to lose every week on predictions now. Um,
Yeah.
Aylesford relegated from the Prem, but on their day, actually, we'll go through the teams afterwards. So Aylesford, Bexhill, Bognor Regis Town, Dartford Reserves, Hastings United, Herne Bay, Montpellier Villa, Saltdean United Development, a new team, Soccer Elite Football Academy, which is also a new team, but it's two teams that have merged together. Um,
Right.
I don't remember which teams they are. I want to say XL Academy and another team, but I can't remember. So it's XL Football Academy and
Hmm.
Soccer Elite FA. So they
Okay.
merged, yeah, two organizations coming together, and they merged together to make SIFA or Soccer Elite
Okay.
Football Academy. So it's XL and Soccer Elite merged together to make
Okay.
Soccer Elite Football Academy. Stenning Town Community, Three Bridges, who were Crawley last season, and Welling. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, Aylesford. Oh, don't know what just happened there. So Aylesford relegated from the league above, just although they almost pulled off what I'm calling the great escape from that league because I don't know how, but they almost got out of it. I think they had a bad start, but then they picked it up. Bexhill,
Yeah.
don't know much about them. Bognor Regis Town. The only thing, and if they hear this again, it is what it isn't. I don't want to
It
hear,
is what it
oh,
is.
Stits on your podcast. Yeah, but the only thing I know about Bognor Regis Town is that the word on the street is they bottled the game against Bromley last season. They
Oh
were supposed to
wow.
play them.
Okay.
They're supposed to play mid on a Sunday. They cancelled, I think, on the day of the game and said that they couldn't get down. Then they're supposed to play the midweek again, didn't turn up. So then I
Ooh.
think, as I believe, the game was then awarded to Bromley.
Right. Okay.
But I think in turn that no, that I'm about to just start chatting shit. But
Mm.
yeah, so they bottled the second game against Bromley last season. Dartford reserves again, rumours, but speaking again, the the female football community,
Hmm.
there's talks that there may not be a Dartford reserves if they can't get more players in because a lot of their players, for example, I know for a fact that um, who was it? Welling have signed a few Dartford reserve players. A few have gone to Maidstone,
Right,
and a few also was it Welling they played against, and a couple have also gone to Elsford.
right.
And when I say a couple, I'm talking about three or four have gone Welling, three or four have gone. So like a decent chunk.
So we're talking like 7, 8 have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's going to be a Dartford reserves because even
Mm,
even the game that I ref the pre-season friendly, I was told was Dartford reserves, but then first team players were playing,
right. Okay.
and that was against Elsford.
Right. Okay. All I
And
know is that that league looks far.
yeah, no, this yeah, because then you've got Saltdean development. Obviously, Saltdean's down like Sussex, West Sussex, like
Yeah.
Brighton sides. Um, Herne Bay, don't know nothing about them. Hastings were the season before last. I'm sure that they just missed out on the league, and
Right.
then
Okay.
all their players left, and then they struggled last. I think they struggled last season. Um, Montpellier AFC don't know anything about them. Obviously, Saltdean in that development, new team, won't know anything about them. But
Mm,
I say a new team. I don't think they are because they played in a different league last season. But I do believe that they won a
okay.
cup in their division. Soccer Elite Football Academy. What I do know is Excel Football Academy that were in the Southeast Counties division.
Mm,
They were storming that league. I think I even spoke to you
mm.
about a couple of players that I was like, you need to
Yeah. I
look at a few
remember.
players.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
remember.
one of which actually played for Dartford reserves, I think, in the
Okay.
friendly that I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know anything about the Soccer Elite Academy girls, but the XL Academy, they were head and shoulders above a lot of teams in that league. Stendon Town Community, I don't know. Crawley were just
Not
getting
good.
piped weekly
Yeah. Yeah.
last
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
I think Crawley was the game that Dartford needed Dulwich to lose in order to win the
Yeah.
league, and that was
Yeah.
the
Which
last
was
game of the
never gonna
season. And
happen. Yeah. It was just never gonna
yeah,
happen.
um, and then Welling, who have recruited well. I'll be honest. I've refereed them at the weekend. They've got players. They've got a solid back line. The football's looking good.
Okay.
Um, Kim, I think her last name Dixon, just dictating in midfield.
Mm,
Just she just makes it look effortless. Like
mm,
she
mm.
can walk into any team. I think in the Prem.
Interesting. Okay.
Like she give her the ball whether there's a player on her shoulder, whether she's in space. Like literally the last thing I heard, and it's not even cliche, and I'm not even like trying to gas it up, but
Mm.
Wayne was referencing, she picked the ball up in midfield. Someone said, "Don't let her shoot." And so I'm gonna tell you, she was 35 yards out,
No, she
wrapped it,
shot
wrapped it.
and scored.
Yeah.
Damn.
And a few
Damn.
of the
Fair
other
enough.
players, and I think the game ended 5-2, I think, and they had five different goal scorers. Like Welling are looking good this season. Obviously, they beat Dartford Reserves, who finished third last season, and they finished fourth in the league last season. But
Right.
I think I think they'll be up there for me. Um, Elsford should be up there. I'd be surprised if they're not. I think Elsford's issue is they start games slow,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
So
in
if
these
you
sort of
get packed in the
leagues,
first 20 minutes, it's long.
yeah, like these sort of leagues, if you start slow, you could be three down in 5 to 10 minutes,
Mm,
and you
mm,
don't know what's happened. And that
mm.
the Dartford game was 5-0 at half time. When I was doing
Jesus.
the preseason friendly, it was 5-0 at half time. Um, but Elsford have got a bit about them though. Definitely, like the captain Alex, solid at the back. She'll run through a wall and any player in front of her. Um,
Right.
they got that's just it. They've got a decent team, and Reese and the girls over at Dartford Reserves. If he's managed to hold on to a decent few of those as well, they'll be up there.
So what are you saying?
Uh,
You reckon Elsford or Welling.
I'm gonna say if I'm gonna say going if Welling. The problem is with Welling that I think is they can concede silly goals when they could be on top for most of the game, and
Mm,
then they'll concede a silly goal. So if
mm,
they can score more than they're conceding, they'll be up there. Which I know is
yeah.
pretty much like saying if you win 1-0, you win the game. But
Mm,
it's also a pressure on the front forwards to be like, I know, because without being disrespectful, I think they will need to score 3 goals each week to win a game, at
right.
least.
Yeah, which is tough to do every single
Which,
game.
yeah, they're not the team that will scrape through a game 1-0. They might
Yeah.
win it by 1 goal, but it's because they come from behind. They're not going to score early and then hold on for a 1-0 throughout the whole game.
Mm, mm.
But they've got the players from what I've seen, even Amy as well. Um, Amy, like I said, Kim. Um, they've got quite a few in there. They'll be able to get results. They beat Dartford Reserves last season as well, who finished third. So I think
Okay.
with Dartford losing a lot of their players, Welling will be up there. So I'm going to go
Yeah.
for, without seeing a lot of these teams, because Saltdean could be ridiculous as well. But
Mm.
Aylesford to win the division, Welling second, and Soccer Elite Football Academy third.
Okay. Fair. Relegation.
I'm gonna put a caveat in there. Soccer Elite is like the my wild card, my dark horse, because I haven't seen them play, but I know the teams that they were before. Relegation, Three Bridges, just because they're just cruelly renamed,
Mm.
and Stenning Town Community, because I've never seen or like there's
Heard
nothing
anything
to
about
say.
them?
That's what I mean. So like with Saltdean United, you could say that they're living off the other team's name, but I also know that they made a bit of noise last season because they did win a cup.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard no Hastings as well. Like I said, they've got, even though it might be 2 seasons ago, I know I've heard of them. Herne Bay, I've heard
Mm.
of them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah.
heard or seen Sten in town, so that's why I'm going
Mm.
that way.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see at Christmas.
What was yours again?
What for that league? I don't know anything about
Oh yeah,
it.
you
So
have it.
now I'm going off whatever you've just said, basically. You've definitely sold Welling. So,
Well, you can look at a league from last season as well, though. But that's the thing, like Welling, even all right. For example, Welling with the trajectory they've gone on, they in the FA Cup game lost 6-0 to Bromley. In the league, they lost 6-0 again to Bromley.
mm,
Pre-season just gone with Bromley playing the football that they are now, they lost 2-0. They played
right.
Cray on the
Okay.
weekend. They played Cray on the weekend and beat them 5-2.
Interesting.
That's
I
what I'm saying.
mean,
Welling are gonna
Welling,
and
yeah, sound like they're actually going to do bits,
they've signed a couple.
potentially.
They've signed a couple. The recruitment's been good over at Welling as well, plus the retained players. So yeah, sorry, go on.
By the sound of what you're saying, Welling have to be up there. Do you know what I mean? They
As I
have to
said,
be up
I'm
there.
backing them to be fair. I think first or second, but if I have to put it all on black, Elsford, then Welling.
I'm going to go Welling
Welling to
for
win it,
they
yeah?
get out of the league. Yeah, I'm going to say Welling to win it. And then I'm gonna say Soccer Elite to get relegated.
There's two. So Soccer Elite and
I was there too. And Stainan as well.
Staining. You might be right. I might
Yeah,
be wrong. So hold on. The team that I think are coming third, you're saying they're going to get relegated.
yeah,
Eh, eh.
yeah. I just think sometimes like when teams join together, sometimes it's because there's issues at both clubs. Do you know what I mean? So like you're
Mm.
struggling with players, you're struggling with players, and now instead of us folding, let's come together and have a new club, basically. Sometimes that doesn't always work as well as it looks like it should. So they might get relegated.
To be fair, the team, I probably should have said this before, the team that XL Academy did win the Prem of the Southeast counties
But
last season.
something's going on because
But
you
yeah,
said
no, I hear
XL was
you. I
dominating
hear
their
you.
league and the other team have won stuff. So why are you joining? Do you know
I
what I
hear
mean? It
you.
seems like you're both competing in your own respective right. So why would you join? So there has to be something going on behind closed doors, or it
And you
doesn't.
think that's gonna come to the forefront and they're gonna struggle, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So the fixtures for the 18th of August. So the way this
Yeah.
will normally go, to everyone that's watching or listening, is we've just said off air, so to speak. Um, each week we're gonna alternate. So I'll choose Prem game of the week for this week. Sean's gonna do Div One North every week, and I'm gonna do Div One South every week. So we're gonna choose the game of the week. And then what we'll do is we'll predict those ones. And while we're looking at our predictions, we'll look at top goal scorers um, in those leagues, top five, I'll say. So top five goal scorers in that team, in that league. While Sean pretends that we can't see her yawning, but it's all right. Did you think he was hiding that or something? Like what?
Help me out, please.
So what? Yeah. So one, we do top five goal scorers in both of the teams that are due to play. Um, last three results, maybe, if I
Yeah.
remember to do the results. And yeah, for each team that are playing, so we'll end up doing that a few times. So whilst I'll
Okay.
go through those, Sean will be thinking about her predictions for those games. However,
Yeah.
obviously, we don't have a previous game to go off of, so there's not going to be any top goal scorers.
Mm.
Um, so I'm going to run through the fixtures first, and then we will choose the games of the week. And
Okay.
I think I've already got my Prem game of the week just from looking at these, but we'll
I'll
go
just
through them
choose it
anyway.
then. Just choose it. Just choose
No,
it.
I'll go through it all, and then we'll do the
Okay.
games we covered. Right. So starting off their league campaign this season, Millwall Lionesses will play Saltdean on the first day of the season over at Fisher. As
Yeah.
usual, it's the annoying half one kickoff, and trying to get to that ground when Charlton or Millwall are playing, ridiculous. But
Mm.
anyway, Millwall Lionesses take on Saltdean at half one. At 2 o'clock, Ebbsfleet have got Hayward Heath Town. Again at 2 o'clock, Sutton United take on New Haven. 2:30, Fulham take on Barking, which is going to be my game of the week
Ooh,
for that
yeah,
league.
yeah, yeah. It has to be, yeah. So far.
Um, and on the 18th at 3:30, Dorking Wanderers get their league started against Dartford, which
Hmm.
should also be a decent game. But for me, in the Prem, my game of the week is Fulham versus Barking.
Fulham barking.
Right, Div One North, the fixtures 2 o'clock. Captain, Clapton Community, Actonian Reserves,
Hmm.
Denham United versus Bromley, Dulwich Hamlet Reserves against Richmond Park, Richmond and Kew against Ashmount Lee, Brentford against Leatherhead, and AFC Whiteleaf against Hackney.
Okay. Um, it's for me to pick the game, yeah?
You can pick it now, or I can do Div 1 South and then you can pick the game of the week.
No, wait, I'll forget. Um, who's Clapton Community playing again?
Clapton Community have. Where's it gone? Actonians.
And who was Whiteleaf playing?
Hackney.
That's probably going to be the most entertaining game, if I'm being honest.
Which one, sorry?
Whiteleaf, Hackney.
Right, so you've gone Whiteleaf versus. Oh, done that wrong. versus Hackney. My one was Fulham versus Barking.
Yeah.
Phone just autocorrected Hackney to Jacket. So I'm writing them down. Don't ask. And then Div 1 South fixtures for the 18th are Bexhill versus Three Bridges, Bognor Regis Town versus Dartford Reserves. So clearly, Dartford must have submitted a team. Actually, I'm gonna have a look in a second, see who's on that Dartford team on full time.
Mm.
Montpellier AFC versus Welling, Saltdean United Development against Herne Bay, STIFA or Soccer Elite Football Academy against Hastings United, and Elsford against Stenning Town. I have no idea what games are going to be good in that league.
Who do you say Dartford's playing?
Dartford are playing Bognor Regis Town. Dartford Reserves, Bognor Regis Town. And to
Mm.
be fair, actually, that might be it because Bognor Regis were no, they're in the same league as them last season because they've won South, isn't it? Mm. Oh, and also if a game gets called off or voided, they don't count, obviously.
Okay. Who was
I
Montpellier? Is it Montpellier? Montpellier.
Montpellier playing Welling,
How did Montpellier get on last year?
not very well, I don't think.
Okay.
I'm
To be
going to
honest, in that
go.
league, it sounds like the top ones, like the ones that are predicted for the top half, are playing the ones that will be predicted in the bottom half. Like
So
every game's
there's
like
no
that.
standout game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with two teams that I don't know and say Saltdean United Development and Herne Bay.
Okay.
Uh, right now,
Predictions.
yeah. So
Okay.
each week, what we'll do is the game that you choose, you do the prediction first. The game that I choose, I go first.
Cool.
Which means I'm going first twice. I just drop myself right in it. Fulham Barking. Fulham Barking. This one. Oh, I'm gonna go 4-3 Fulham.
Oh, okay. Big scoreline. 7 goals in the game.
Yeah, yeah. I'm putting it out there. 4-3 Fulham.
Okay. I'm gonna go 2-2.
Like we're saying that on the Croydon one in tribute to the man himself, Mr. Desmond Tutu.
2-2.
All right, your game now. Whiteleaf versus Hackney. As I said, normally we would go through top goal scorers and past results, but obviously we haven't got that at the moment. So after next week, hopefully we should have something, providing teams fill out what they're supposed to in time. Whiteleaf versus Hackney, Sean. Who you got? What's the score?
Whiteleaf win 2-1.
If in 2-1, I'm gonna say I don't know much about Hackney, but you said that they're difficult to beat. I'm gonna go for a Hackney win. I'm
Who's
gonna
at
say
home for that game?
Hackney. That's a good point, actually. Whiteleaf at
Oh,
home. That's a
Whiteleaf at
travel.
home.
That's a travel as well. Hackney to come and play Whiteleaf at well, it's at 3:30 though. It's not like
Both teams play on 4G, to be fair.
yeah, but that Whiteleaf 4G is different.
4G is all right, though.
No, I'm going the other way. Hackney 3-1. Hackney to win 3-1 for me.
Wow. Okay.
Saying wow, but if it comes off, then
If it comes off, then fairs, yeah. Then fairs. But no, I don't see. He putting three past them.
I don't know. I haven't
Hackney,
even.
Hackney are like a. Let me not amend your prediction in it, but
Oh, I've
Hackney
done it
are
now.
like
It's locked
a.
in. So,
Yeah, it's locked in. But Hackney are like a score one part of the bus vibe.
oh shit. Well, no,
I
it's
don't
a new
see them
season.
score.
It's a
Like
new
they
season.
might.
So
Yeah, true, 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 true,
they
true.
they're gonna they're gonna bang out. It's a new season. 3-1. They're
Yeah.
gonna what? Think about it. It's their first league game, so they're gonna be excited. Everyone's gonna want to get out there. They want to kick ball. 3-1 Hackney, man.
All right,
Uh,
cool.
Saltdean development against Herne Bay. I have no idea. Um, I'm gonna say 2-1 Saltdean. I literally have no idea about that game. I know nothing about Herne Bay.
Okay. We can't have the same prediction. So I'm gonna go
You
three
can,
one
you can.
Saltine. I
No,
would
you
have said
can.
2-1 Saltine as well. Actually, no. Who they playing against, sorry?
Herne Bay.
I'm saying 2-0. 2-0 Saltine. Canberra not scoring.
2-0 clean sheet first day of the season.
Mm,
Fair enough. That one, I messaged you it, but I'm gonna do it on WhatsApp so I can star it. But just so because I'm
okay.
using my other phone, so that is locked in. That is that. Um,
Okay.
so that brings us to the end of our first episode, guys. Bit of a long one because we had to do the whole league stuff. But from next week, we'll just do, as I said before, the results. Next game, next week's games. We'll talk about the games that we had, the results, if anything's changed, and go from there. But until next time, what are you getting up to Sunday now?
I'm managing Grand.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I'm back in the men's side, basically. So I've
but I freed you up
left
for the
my
afternoon
journey at
though, innit?
Dulwich. Kind of. It depends on what time kickoff is. These grand boys love a later. They love an afternoon kickoff. So it
Gremlin
just
boys for you.
depends, really. Yeah, I know. Just love an afternoon kickoff. But I don't know. It depends because the likelihood is our kickoffs are probably going to be 11 o'clock. We're at home. Um, but yeah. So my time at Dulwich got cut short early. So
Fair
it was
enough.
good while it
Well,
lasted. But yeah, I'm with the men's team now.
I'm going to be hashtag United versus Watford women on Sunday over at Aveley
Oh,
FC.
okay. Ooh.
I'm getting paid mileage in it, so
Oh, because Averley
I've
is
been there
not up the
once.
road, yeah. I've
It's
been there
yeah,
a
it's,
few
it
times.
wasn't.
It's a really nice ground, but oh, it's a
It's a nice
drive.
ground, but my journey there was longer than the game that I was there for.
Yeah, 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 literally.
But yeah, so I'm gonna be on the line over there. So I'm not even in the league for this
You're
week.
not even
But
in the middle.
no, I'm doing a line.
Oh, okay.
This for this one. My first competitive game is gonna be on Friday, which is FA Youth Cup. So it's not even I don't even get like a league game
Oh, I
to warm
see.
up, just straight
Okay.
FA Cup, straight cup game.
Straight
So it's
in,
my first
yeah.
middle competitive one anyway. But yeah, good luck to all the teams that are playing this weekend. If you're
All the
not
best.
playing, I think everyone is, but if you're not playing, try and get down to a local game. I normally do if I'm not reffing. But yeah, good luck to everyone. Sean, thank you. And we will touch base next week and see how everyone got on.
100%.
See you later.
See you later.